you want to know, come join the Mel with the info show. It's the info. It's the Mel with the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the Mel with the info show. It's the info. We got the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the Mel with the info show. It's the info, man. You can call it information info. Keep knowledge all over this nation. Win, lose, or bring your hate team. But if you want to win, please don't bring your debate team. Talk together, be so good. As six over, make you African, no gun. Info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info. We got the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info, man. You can call it information info, man. Speaking knowledge all over this nation. Win, lose, or you can bring your hate team. But if you want to win, please don't bring your debate team. We talk together, we so good. As this all makes you everything. You're listening.
Okay, everybody, this is Information Man. Definitely haven't done a live stream in quite some time and an interview in quite some time, but I have Locheadbosslady with me. We are live as well on Spreaker podcast. I see you out there, BB Silk. Thank you for being here. We've got let me see, Sister Raw Honest.
Yeah, my people here.
And I hope your people do come in. People will be coming in a little at a time. We appreciate that. So what I want to do, everybody out there, is that I've been trying to get Sister Locheadbosslady on for quite some time, but we got her on now, and we're going to go through a variety of different discussions around YouTube in particular. I definitely want her to express herself. Let everybody know who she is, her background, what motivated her to come to YouTube. And then there are issues on YouTube that we as Black people, as content creators, need to be aware of because it could be the effect of us, the death of us. I don't like using the word death, but it could be the end of us on YouTube. As you can tell, that YouTube is changing. They're changing their rules. What's going on, Doug? Thank you for putting her channel out there. We're gonna have folks that are gonna come in.
Thank you.
Doug's a good brother. So we got a lot of things that's gonna impact us on this platform. I also had a chance to talk to the sister prior to us coming on about the whole ADOS, and she's got her thoughts about that. That is African descendants of slaves. You got this whole movement going on, and it has caused some friction between people have various different opinions about it. Is it dividing us as a people? Do Black people in America have a right to speak to our issues that we're impacted by? Do we have the right to reparations? I know some people would say, well, we're never going to get it. Some people would say, well, do you get a check? Do it institutionalized? So we'll touch on that a little bit. We'll touch on issues around I'm going to ask Locheadlady, what is her opinion about Black male and female relations? Is there a problem between Black men and women on YouTube and in the general world in sense? Another thing that I've had a chance to observe, I'm having a little bit of a tongue twist here, folks, about Sister Locheadbosslady, is that she's very inspirational. She's motivational. I've had a chance to observe her on her program. She does the tweaking exercises that can be very fun. Twerking. I'm waking up. I'm waking here. So they got the twerking workout. Let me correct that. The twerking workout.
It's what's called twerk outs. Actually, I'm sorry, it's twerk outs. It's
Twerk
twerking and
outs.
working out. So it's twerk outs. Yes. There we
Okay,
go.
fantastic. So we got the twerk out workout. We're going to get into a little bit of what has inspired her to get involved in the working out, the positive attitude that she has, and that is what I have noticed from her is that she's a positive sister. She's not for the beefing and all that nonsense, but I do see her speak upon these issues on her channel and how it does impact her, and it impacts all of us. So with that said, what I'm going to do is give the sister a clap because I'm glad that she's here with us. So let me give her a much needed clap.
Thank you.
Let me disengage. Let me disengage from the avatar that everybody's looking at there. Let me disengage from there. Let me stop that. And here we are. And what we're gonna do today, Lochead Boss Lady, we're gonna tell the truth, okay?
Tell the truth.
Let me fix that a little bit there. We're gonna tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
All right,
Right.
because that's very important for us to do. And what I want to do first of all is introduce yourself. Well, a lot of folks are starting to know who you are, but let us know. I mean, break it down. Who are you? What made you come to YouTube? What is your background? Who is the Lochead Boss Lady?
All right. First, I want to say welcome to everybody, and thank you for having me on here. I know we've been trying to do this for a minute, so I appreciate you having me on here. Lochead Boss Lady. Well, I'm a military brat. I said that a lot on my channel. My parents were born and raised in Louisiana, so I have a lot of military background, a lot of structure. You know, my parents wanted you to be, wanted your household a certain way, so had a rules, regulations, but they were good for me. Now that I'm an adult, traveled a lot. I didn't stay in one place for too long, no longer than a month or two, so I didn't always have like a whole gang of friends. I was kind of a loner. Say to myself. I was always into sports, track, and stuff like that, and or whatever, and getting my life together once we got out of the military. I have traveled pretty much almost everywhere, even overseas. But I'm happy I'm settled now. I'm in Texas now, and what made me kind of get on YouTube, honestly, because I kind of was on YouTube for years, really wasn't dedicated to it because I had my kids and my family and all the kind of stuff like that. I would just post videos here and there about natural hair, just about being a black woman, natural hair. That's pretty much all I did. It wasn't until like maybe I guess a year ago where I kind of seriously got into it. Just being on YouTube and being a watcher, I would see people post their videos, their lives, and I was like, wow, this seems very fascinating. I really want to get health and working out and pushing, trying to have a good heart because my dad died of a heart attack in 2011, and that's kind of what spearheaded it. After years later, that I wanted to push being healthy, and so I started creating. I just started running on my YouTube channel. I just started running in the 100-degree sun, walking and running, doing 5Ks, just doing this all on my channel. That's all I would do. As I grew, as I networked, as I saw other people, I started seeing other topics about YouTube and started seeing things that were negative to me. I started speaking on YouTube stuff. I started saying things I didn't like as far as us being divided as a people, the genders being divided, everything, bullying, cyberbullying, just beefing for nothing, just all of it. I started speaking on it. I didn't really care who liked what I said or not. I still don't. Because I really feel like that's a problem. I feel like the YouTube should be a networking environment. And like I said today on my live, it's not a networking environment anymore. You're being penalized for going to different channels. You're being penalized for commenting on others' channels. My screenshot because you said hi or whatever. It's ridiculous to me. And I always was told, I feel like I was so naive coming to YouTube. I thought YouTube was like, okay, I'm going to come out here with my niche, my passion, whatever it is. I'm going to promote it. I'm going to travel to every YouTube channel I can, get to know other YouTubers, other content creators, if you will, get advice from them, find out what they're doing, and just expand on my thing, with the PayPals and my Patreon and everything around health. But the last 6 months, because I said a year, I took YouTube seriously. The last 6 months, I'm seeing the ugly side. You know, because everything's always a good side and the ugly side.
Yes.
I'm seeing the ugly side of YouTube, and it's got me questioning. And at one point in time, it had me questioning, should I even do this at all? Because even though I wasn't in the rhetoric, sometimes if you're watching, you might accidentally, you know, how you watching in the window, somebody doing something you shouldn't be doing, but they hear that creak. Oh, you watching? Oh, okay. So then all of a sudden you're in it just that fast. So I had to step back from the negativity because I didn't want to be involved with it. But like you were saying, I told you before we got on here, I've had my little bit where my name may have been put in here and there, but not too much because I'm not in it. But I just feel like I say YouTube is not what I thought it was going to be. I do not
Okay.
think it's about networking and being united. And people say yes, it is, but I don't see that. And I know that YouTube has a vast amount of different sectors. It's not just one sector that you're looking at. I understand. I know the beef and drama is everywhere and all races, not just one race. I'm just speaking about what I've seen in my section, I guess, is that it's a lot of drama and no unity, which I think needs to change.
Well, let me just say this to you, sister. And I've told a few people this before that are close to me. At one point in time, I was thinking about quitting YouTube because when I came on board in YouTube, there were some things that I liked, and then there were some things that I experienced, like yourself, that was just like, wow, you know what I mean? It's funny how people will turn on you so quickly when you've done nothing. And so I got to a point where I didn't want to do YouTube for a minute. I stopped doing less. I started slowing down my content because I was like thinking, is this really what I want to do? Because before I came, I'm not a person that need YouTube per se. Like some folks need YouTube because it's the way they make a career. But I work, and I was already doing. I was podcasting, and I was already doing things in my community as an activist. You know, so I didn't really. If I was to leave YouTube, it would not be like the end of the world for me. But I
Right.
wasn't happy about some of the things that I was seeing. But I think what kept me going is that there were people that were supporting me, that were positive, and I think what I was seeing is that sometimes people that you think are your friend on YouTube, behind the scenes, they're doing things to throw you under the bus, right? They're hating on you. Sometimes one of our biggest problems as a people is that we have so much hate, self and kind. You get jealous of, well, this person is coming up, and you don't. People fail to understand that if that person's having a certain level of success, you can have success. If they can do it, that you can do it. Let's support one another, and that was the reason why I came on YouTube. I always say to myself, and I remain this humbled now. I don't want to change who I am, no matter what success I have on YouTube or anything, or how many people I have following me or whatever. I don't want to change who I am. I still want to be a very humble person and respect those that support me. And I think sometimes when people get on YouTube and they get a big, large following, sometimes it can go to their head and they begin to think that they're bigger than what they are. And they begin to lose the common touch and become very arrogant in the way they treat people. And I heard you say people sometimes in the chat room, people can be very critical of one another when you express yourself. So I'll leave it at that and let you go on from there, sister. So I can relate to what you're saying.
But what I was talking about as far as the commenting in the chat, there are people who are moderators and they have control of the chat, even though the host is there, and I understand that. But a lot of times the host is focused on what they're speaking about, or if they have a calling lab like I do sometimes, they're focused on the caller.
Mhm.
So a lot of times you cannot concentrate on the chat because the chat can be very distracting. You're trying to listen to the caller
Yes.
or talk about your truth or whatever, and you try to read the chat and you can't even get your sentence out because you're like, oh, okay, yeah, hi, you cannot even focus. And then if you have trolls and my neighbor coming in, that will completely throw you off the game and get distracted again. So,
Yes.
with that being said, moderators to me should be the ones in the chat, not really controlling the chat, but controlling the rhetoric that comes in and out of the chat. And I have been on chats where moderators may have had a personal issue with me outside of this platform and will
Mm-hmm.
use that quote unquote a power to remove me, or it's only happened once, to remove me or time me out or whatever you want to say. And I don't agree with that. That's what I was speaking about when you caught me on that chat, and I was upset because if I had said something that was derogatory to the host or something that the host did not want in the chat, that's
Yes.
different. Then I would say I understand completely why you blocked or whatever, because what I said was, against policy in this channel, because you have to respect the host at the end of the day. Whoever, like you yourself, whoever is doing the live, you have to respect the host or you don't need to be in the live. And that's another thing that's the issue is respect, code of conduct. How you want to say there really is not, there isn't, there's not there on YouTube. I don't feel like it. I feel like rules are thrown out the window. Everyone makes their own rules. I made a joke, not really a joke. I made a sarcastic statement on my live earlier where I said, because there's so much issues about whose channel to go to, who should you comment on. Maybe every content creator needs to put in their about section or the description of every live the rules. If you go to this channel, it's gonna be an issue. If you go comment on this person's channel, it's gonna be an issue with me. I'm gonna remove you from my channel. If you say this A B C D whatever, then I'm gonna remove you from my channel. That
Mm.
way, everyone knows where they stand. They know what they get when they hit the subscribe button. And I was just being sarcastic. As petty as that sounds, as ridiculous as that sounds, it's like, would that be the only way to stop the rhetoric? The screenshot. I saw you in such live. Said hi. Now I don't want nothing to do with you. It's like
Mm.
I can't. It's too much. It's too much. It's too draining. Too negative. I just really wish there was more positivity, more unity. When I say positive, I don't mean to be sounding corny. I say on my channel all the time, positivity is really where it's at. Negativity can bring you down. I can say that from experience in my own life. The negativity can bring you to a low place, and it's almost like a cancer. You could be just be a negative person, and it's all over you. It's in your face. It's everywhere. It seeps through your skin. So that can go all through your life as well. It won't just stop with you and the people around you. It will spread like a cancer. So I feel like if I push positive, if I say it enough and push it enough,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe something will happen. So I just keep doing it. I'm gonna keep pushing it. I don't care what nobody says. I just really don't.
Well, let me tell you something, and let me give a shout out for the super chat from B1 for life, which is Black First for Life. Thank you, Black First for Life. He says, "Keep up the good work, Info Man. Thank you for the super chat." Let me give a little bit of a respect to some folks in the chat room, real quick. We got my man Gab Talk Media. I got to get you on Gab Talk Media show, Sister Lockheed. He's a dynamic
Mm-hmm.
brother, my partner.
Oh yeah, I love
We're,
that stuff.
we're we're two brothers that have come up from the very bottom of YouTube to move where we're trying to move now. He's very positive. So we got Gab Talk Media in there. We got Silky BB Scratcher in there. We got Vonda Harris. We got Life Machine Power. He's a good brother. We got your sister in there. A View is a View who I'm familiar with. And we
Mm-hmm.
got Von D Gaming. Hey, what's up, brother? He's a good brother out there. So we got some folks coming in. We've got let me see, we got the Educated Smoker. She's a good sister. That's a lot of
Yeah,
time.
she is.
Reason why I'm naming these folks right now, because there are some good folks on YouTube that ain't about the drama. These folks I'm naming ain't about the drama. They have good channels, good content. They're very positive people, right? Now, every now and then, my man, myself, and my brother Gav, and a few others on here, we get on panels, and sometimes the panels can get emotional and heated.
Yeah.
But we kind of like we get it back. We put it back into perspective, sister. So I'm naming these folks because there's positive energy out here. We got Triple Darkness. What's going on? And if anybody's new to the channel, definitely support the channel. Now, this is another thing about the science of YouTube that people don't realize. And you know this, sister. You got to stop saying to people in the chat room and using the terms like subscribe.
Yes.
YouTube is going to see that as spam. You can't use words like what's the other word?
Well, just anything that's anything that looks like I know bots are looking at it, but anything that looks like you're trying to sub for sub, anything that's in it that's related to that, you take a chance of your channel getting shut down and the person that you're saying it on their platform getting shut down. All these spam words. And if you notice, some of these words will pop up. If you're a moderator, you'll see certain sentences will pop up to you. You probably look at it like it's regular, but YouTube is making it spam. So as a person is typing in the chat, and it's automatically held for review because YouTube looks at certain words or some things that we say on this platform as a spam, and they're shutting people down. People don't realize that at some point in time, they're gonna get enough complaints, enough whatever. I know they're making coins of a lot of the stuff that's happening on YouTube, whatever, but they're gonna get enough. Like I was telling you before, they're gonna get enough, and they're gonna eventually start censoring us, where it will be no point of being on YouTube because we can't do what we want to do. We're gonna be censored for saying hot topic, but topics or whatever, All of a sudden, our channel gets shut down over the smallest thing. People don't believe it will happen because of the coins, and I understand the money. But at some point in time, they will get tired of the complaints, all of it. They're gonna start saying, you know what? Since y'all can't get together, I'm gonna get you together. Is what's gonna end up happening.
You know, another thing that we got to remind folks too, sister, in the science of YouTube is I'm finding out that when people are following your channel, if they don't consistently make comments on some of your material, YouTube will see them as spam, and they may purge them. I know for a fact, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know for a fact, my sister, that there's people who follow my channel who are not getting my alerts. I know that for a fact that there's people who would normally be in my chat room right now coming through that are not getting notifications. You know why? Because there are people that I follow. When I go to their channel, I'll be like, wait a minute, why is the bell or notification not on? Why am I not following them anymore? YouTube is urging, and if you are what a quote unquote a controversial channel, or you're giving people too much knowledge, all of a sudden you'll find yourself no longer getting notifications from that channel. There's something going on, and that's why I tell people always go back to the channels that you follow, double check and make sure that you are following, that the bell notification is hit. Because I've had people tell me, man, I didn't even know you streaming anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about? I stream a lot, pretty much a lot. You know, right. I haven't found now. And I'll be like, what are you talking about? And they'll go back and they'll say, oh, man, it had me disengaged from your channel. And I'm like, okay, I know what's going on. Check this out, sister. And I'm gonna get back to you. I came out with a video about mass incarceration, the history of it, as it relates to Black people, these private prisons, right? That video is getting the view count. I haven't even gotten out of 273 view count. You know why? YouTube sends me an email and says, oh, your video's been blocked across the world. So they have purposely suppressed a video that is a video that can wake a lot of people up about the history of mass incarceration. And the video has basically been sabotaged.
Wow.
Okay? Wow. That's what's going on. And I heard you say this too, and I want you to speak upon this. I'm noticing that the more powerful of information you put out, your view counts are being suppressed, no matter how much. So I know for a fact that I'm noticing right now that some of the material that I've been putting out, the view counts are not what they were. And I know it's not because people are not watching the material. I know that there's funny business going on YouTube because they're watching the circles that we follow in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they do. They do. Because if you notice too, sometimes I've done, not interested on certain channels. Okay. But if I watch another YouTuber who might be mad at another YouTuber, I might just click on it. The suggestions will change back to the people that I said not interested in. So you're taking me back to these channels that I don't want to see or, be involved with because there's a lot of rhetoric going on or whatever. They're being negative, but you're bringing me back. So you're big. And I say this now. Look, Big Brother is a show, but YouTube is Big Brother too. They watch everything that we do, the people that we look at, the people that we hit like button on. That's why they have all this. The analysts are all there. The age groups. If you notice that, we can look up who watches us the most: women, men, the kids, what age group, all of that stuff. So they're watching everything that we do, who we type comments in, who we visit, all of that. So, like you said, I believe there is some funny business going on as far as they're trying to control the narrative of YouTube. In my opinion, YouTube is, period.
Okay, sister, this is what I want you to do. And I want you to explain it just like you do on your channel. Why should we, as particularly Black content creators, beware of the beefing and some of our behaviors and how it could probably lead to YouTube saying, I'm getting rid of you Negroes. Y'all gone. Yeah. Give it to
because this is what I'm saying. YouTube is making money. and I understand they're making money. But if one time, one of us black content creators mess up something with an advertiser where their real money is,
Yes.
and that time will come. Okay, because people don't realize behind the scenes, people make money. Stuff like advertisers, those are the big money. If an advertiser comes to a TV show and says, "I need that actor gone because they're messing up my brand or whatever the reason," and then the show had to decide, are they making enough money for me to keep them, or should I get rid of them because the advertisers are bringing me way more money? It's going to happen here the same exact way. They're making coins out of this whole situation, different things that happen on YouTube. But eventually, it will mess up. One advertiser says, YouTube, I'm going to be gone if you don't get rid of all of this mess with all these YouTubers with the beef. And YouTube will still say, fine, I will make it that you guys will not be able to do any of this anymore, and your freedom will be compromised. What I mean by your freedom is, instead you coming on here, get on your platform and just do whatever you want to do to a point. Whatever you want to do, they will censor the things that you can say or do. We're not gonna know it in the beginning. We'll just go on live one day and do a live that all of a sudden we'll get an email saying, oh, your channel's done. We can't
Yeah,
have this, blah 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 blah.
that's right.
So it's coming. And people don't believe it because they're making money. They think, oh, YouTube making money. And they are. And they are. But like I said before, the one wrong move is going to take only once. And I mean advertisement. I'm not talking about the little coins that we give them from our views and the AdSense. I'm talking about an advertiser going to come to YouTube and tell them they're about to leave because of something that happened as far as beef or whatever, and YouTube can make a decision. And trust and believe when I say this, the advertisers are bringing YouTube more money than we are. They are. So it will be the wrap. Then you'll no longer be able to, you'll be censored pretty much. And YouTube will completely change. It will no longer be, can come on here on my platform and post what I want to post. You got to be careful. You got to tiptoe around this subject. People are going to leave. That's why
Yes.
YouTube, you should not bank on YouTube anyway. You should have other things, like you say, your podcast or whatever. We all bank on YouTube, but it can go away any moment. Then what are you going to do? Have a backup plan.
I know, sister, for me, I'm a profession. I work in mental health. I'm a therapist. So YouTube was never something that I was banking on to feed and put food in my daughter's mouth and put a roof over my head. But I do think that those of us, and I know there's YouTubers who are very successful on here that are making some profit, but they better beware too if they don't have a backup plan. And I would hope that they would, we got to be intelligent about this whole thing. Let me just say to you right now, what do you think it's going to take for Black people to wake up? Is it going to take, because this is what my thoughts are. I think it may take some of the bigger YouTubers to be purged completely off of YouTube to maybe wake the rest of us up to realize, oh my God. For example, I interviewed brother Ben X right after he got his channel taken down. I got an exclusive interview with that brother, and he said, and he's a very polite brother. He doesn't use a lot of profanity on this show. He's a part of the Nation of Islam. He speaks highly of Minister Louis Farrakhan, Honorable Louis Farrakhan. But he doesn't create a lot of chaos on his show. He's very positive. And a lot of people think that he got purged off of YouTube or his most successful channel because maybe he's showing footage of Farrakhan speaking, and maybe they didn't like the fact that he is a part of the nation, and maybe they don't like to see young Black men like himself putting out positive information that can wake up people. So what are your thoughts, sister?
Wow, that's crazy. Well, honestly, I think that big brother, I think that YouTube does pick and choose as far as taking somebody down. Now, I do agree with you that I think that if they start taking down, quote unquote, I know we shouldn't be saying bigger YouTubers, but they have bigger numbers. Bigger YouTubers are taken down. I think that will make a change for a lot of us who are smaller and maybe are, creating all these, or not creating, are engaging in a lot of these beefs and stuff like that, that if the bigger YouTubers are taken down because of that reason, it will make us wake up. It's like either we're going to do content or maybe change up the content. Maybe I should say that. and not just be doing the negative flagging, taking stuff outside of YouTube. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. You said 10 people who are bigger YouTubers. I think that somebody, I don't know who, big or something, will either get
Yeah.
injured or hurt outside of the YouTube. Maybe the YouTube beef goes outside of the YouTube and it becomes really bad. It goes in the news, controversial, something like that will make YouTube say, okay, clean house, and it's gonna be a wrap for all of us. It's gonna take something bad to happen, and I hate to say it, it's probably somebody even dying, for crying out loud, for us to look at and say, oh, they're gonna change. We got to stop doing this. I believe it's gonna take something dramatic and bad to happen, and then they may not even do that. But that's how I feel about it.
Well, sister, you're telling the truth.
Tell the truth.
You're telling the truth right now. Let me say this to you. Um, whew, I think that is a possibility of us hearing a report that YouTubers have taken beef off of YouTube. That could happen, and we got to watch that, because no matter where we live in the world, we're not so far away that people can't reach out and try to touch us, and that's why these beefs are not healthy for us as a people. The next controversial question I want to ask you, and I've heard you say this on your channel, there's a lot of smaller YouTubers who may not get a lot of views or a lot of attention, but when you hear them speak, they're making a hell of a lot more sense than a lot of other people on YouTube. They're brilliant, they're very in tune, their content is on point. But then you have bigger YouTubers who might or could be borrowing the smaller YouTubers' ideas, and because they're the bigger YouTuber, they do something on the same subject matter, and it explodes with views, it explodes with attention. But somebody who's a smaller YouTuber may bring a lot better gravity to the issue, and nobody really even knows about it, because you run over
Right.
to the big YouTuber and you think that the bigger YouTuber has all the answers, and it might be a small YouTuber who has a better grasp of the issues.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about that?
That is very frustrating. I've had YouTubers come to me about this and say, I've seen this bigger YouTuber use my idea. I've seen that. I think that is really bad, because it's like this. A bigger YouTuber probably gets comfortable. They probably get comfortable. I had the numbers already. I've been on here for years, 10 years plus or whatever it is. I've got my assets going. We're good. I got my people. We're good. And I don't have to go live as much, because I got my, I can put something out. I get the good results. YouTuber coming on the scene is a grinder. They're a grinder automatically. Boom, boom, boom. Video, live, whatever. They're trying to put their stuff out there so people their channel can grow. So
Yes.
if a bigger YouTuber sees them grinding and see, wow, that's a good idea, and they may get 10 views on it, they know they can do the same idea, maybe put a little twist on it so it looks like it's theirs, and get 1,000 views or 2,000 or 2K or whatever it is they get. And for a smaller YouTuber who won't get those views, I think it's unfortunate. Now, if a bigger YouTuber was to do this, hey, I was watching this other YouTuber who doesn't get many views, put this idea out there. I shared their video on my community wall, and I even invited them on my platform, and I wanted to do my own version of what they were speaking about. Boom. You still could use their content, but at the same time, you've given that person a little bit of a shout out. On top of the fact, you invite them on your platform to speak about what they were speaking about on their own platform. I think it's kind of, and also too, YouTube love for you to collaborate. So then you got a collaboration going. So all this is dotting your I's instead of just doing this. I'm gonna go ahead and use your idea as mine. Be greedy about it, and then just get all the shine. I think that's wrong. And they're not going to ever admit that they do that. They're going to say, oh, this is my idea. Oh, I did this years ago, blah, blah, blah. But these newer YouTubers are coming up fast. 2019 and the latter half of 2018 is showing that these newer YouTubers are not having to grind as much as the old school YouTubers had to. Now you can just come on, put your couple videos out, be trying to beef with somebody, and bam, you're at 2K within a month or two. So
Let
the
me say something. Go ahead, sister.
No, I just want to go say after the rules have changed, and that's all. Go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say, back when my younger years in the early '80s, I used to break dance and strut, potluck, and all that kind of stuff. We had a word for that. It's called biting. You got biting.
Yes.
Now, let's just keep this real. We know that, let's just be honest, on YouTube, we know that people will recycle the same issues. Like I said, I'm going to be doing an ADOS video, and everyone is talking about this. That's okay. We know that everybody is going to sort of repeat in their own style some of the same material. You know, like if you're following what's happening in the media, you got the young man from what's that, Empire? It looks like he's faking.
Yes, exactly. Right.
You know, everybody's going to talk about that, right? You know,
right.
Some people want to talk about that, right? But I'm saying if you come up with something original and someone takes that idea, this is how smaller YouTubers get marginalized, because you tend to go and gravitate towards the bigger YouTubers and think that, oh, they got the original idea. When they might have borrowed it from someone else. These things happen because it happens in real life, in our everyday life, in this world.
Yeah,
when we're on
true,
a job.
True.
You know, we're doing a job and someone takes your idea, what you were going to do, and they try to get the shine for it. You know, that kind of stuff. Backstab you, they throw you under the bus, that type of stuff. And I'm sure YouTube is no stranger to that. For me, when I first started, this is how we got to work. It's how you got to operate, sister. When I first got on YouTube, my goal was to create alliances with smaller YouTubers, because those smaller YouTubers may someday become big YouTubers. So you want to gain those alliances earlier and keep humble and stay humble and say to yourself, I'm not going to change. This is what disturbs me. What bothers me is when someone gets so big as a YouTuber that they don't even recognize or acknowledge the people that are in their chat room. You got to realize that you can't do what you're doing without the audience and the people that support you. So everybody that's in this chat room right now, you know, whether it's Life Machine Power, I got Soul Alchemy that's in there. I love that sister. Poetic Kelp is in there. Queen, I know I am is in there. We got Sister Indy in there. Moses Jenkins. I got to get with Moses Jenkins because I'm trying to create a like kind of a black commission, a black think tank panel of brothers and sisters, a mixture of people that I can bring into rotation so we can talk about issues besides just what's wrong with black women and black men. We need to talk about science. We need to talk about transhumanism. We need to talk about all these things that's coming down the pipeline, scientifically, health, all these things that black people are dealing with. So we got good people in there. We got Prophet of Thought. I got to get you on Prophet of Thought series. That's a dynamic brother as well. We got so many of us out here that are doing dynamic things that we got to work together with each other, develop a sister and brotherhood. And I'm going to tell you why, and I'll be quiet. When I came on to YouTube, I kind of observed how white folks operate on YouTube, white boys in particular, right? You know why they're successful? Why do you think they're successful, sister? And then I'm going to ask you first, my opinion.
You ask me first?
Yeah.
They do everything the opposite that we're doing.
Yes.
I'm sorry. They're doing everything the opposite that we are doing on here. They probably work together, because I've seen a lot of them, even when they beef, they still work and collaborate together a lot.
Yes.
We will do this. Oh, no, I can't work with you. And just, you know, if you want to look at YouTube like a business, I say go ahead. Maybe you'll take the personal part of it out. Then maybe we probably will collaborate a lot more. You know, we're all about money, the coin, and we're selfish. I'm just being honest. It's a community. We really are. It's about that coin. It's about just us. There's no unity where it's like, let's all band together. We'll do a collaboration with these brothers and sisters. We'll uplift this. No. Let's stay divided. You count your coins, I'll count mine. That is how we roll. And I hate to say it like that, but we do.
So you're absolutely right. What I observed from what they do is, while we're fighting and bickering with each other, they're laughing all the way to the bank. And they're laughing and giggling. They're getting millions of followers. You know why? Because they will collaborate with each other, like you say. They do cross promotions. So you'll have one guy doing a live stream, and he's got a shirt on or a mug or something, and he's promoting another guy's or another woman's channel. Then they're doing collaborations and they're giggling and laughing and they're saying, make sure you get my friend Scott Hamilton's book. Here's his book right here. They got the book sitting on the desk. So they're doing cross promotion. So why is it that I can't have a t-shirt on that says Locheadbosslady or a mug? And when I do, and I'm prepared to doing this. I'm going to be doing this. And when I do a show and I say, make sure that y'all go over and support Locheadlady. I got her shirt here. I got her banner over here. So the white boys are doing cross promotions. They're collaborating with each other and they're laughing and giggling because they got millions of subscribers. They're doing well and they're giving the people that follow them a very good product. And they're working together while some of us as black folks on YouTube are bickering and arguing and hating on one another. And then what happens is when we do that, I was listening to a brother, New Possibilities. And he said that when we're beefing with each other, we destroy each other's channels and our channels never grow because we start flagging each other's channels, right? And next thing you know, you're booted off of YouTube and we've got to stop it. Now, I don't want to, I know I'm sounding preachy here, but I'm only saying this because I'm concerned about the future of black people on these mediums. So
that's the thing about it. People don't realize that though. But just like you said too, as far as us as a people, we're too selfish to work together. We are too selfish to even work together. I feel like we're so worried about our own agenda, which is fine. You're supposed to worry about your own. But the thing about it that would help your agenda is the collaborations, is the team effort. Because they're really about team. Teamwork makes the dream work. As corny as that sounds, they're doing that. We look at it like there's no I in team. I'm not helping such and such. You know, like I said, for us, if we looked at it as a business and was like, look, I may not like that brother, but we're going to work together. We're going to talk behind the scenes first. We're going to work together. We're going to get this, push this narrative on YouTube and just because the unity, as far as we are concerned, it's really non-existent to me. I'm sorry. I may see a few here and there, a few collaborations here and there, but it's very few and far between. It should be a lot more. There's too many content creators doing the same stuff that there are not enough collaborations on YouTube amongst us.
Well, let me say this. I'm going to take a positive role here, not that you're not, and say this. There are some of us, small pockets of us on Black YouTube in particular, who work well together, who try to have positive conversations. And then we also have nitty-gritty conversations about real stuff too. And there are those of us as a family that are working together. And you know, like in any family, you're going to have some arguments. And yeah, we have arguments, we have disappointment, but the fact of the matter, I can walk away and say, hey, I have no ill malice towards you. So there is that is happening. I just think that the negatives sometimes overweigh the positives because the negatives cause people to have channels taken down. The negatives cause people to have their various people that follow them going into other people's chat rooms, causing sometimes problems. And it's not good for us as a people right now. It's not good for us. So let me take us into the next topic, sister, with the time that we have, that you have too, and I have, because I want to get into the ADOS with you. But let me go into this topic that's pretty much hot there with everybody. What is your opinion about situations or relations between black men and black women, as it relates to YouTube?
Well, you know, just go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You said as far as YouTube or just period?
Just period. Let's just go with that. Period.
Okay. To me, I feel like that. I'll say for women, black women forget that black men are the head of the household, and I'm not trying to be like old school. You know what? I am kind of. I was raised that way. I think women forget that we could be independent all day. You know, we can be that woman that can take care of the house and whatever. But I think the independence has gotten so strong with a lot of women and resonated with a lot of women that they forget that man is the head of the household. We'll come at a man like he's a woman, like our friend, talk to him like a dog or whatever. And my dads always tell me, you know, I'm the head of the household. Your mom is the queen of the household. We're both running the house. But at the end of the day, I am the man. And you respect that. And I was raised that way. And so I do look at men as if they're kings. I've said in a lot of other people panels, including my own, that I feel like as women, we dog the man out so much. We're the first one to blame a man over a white person or whatever. We're the first one to say that he's a dog or he's raggedy or whatever. We don't uplift our men or be there for them when they get beat up so bad out in the world. I mean, we really do. Black men get beat up the most. I'm sorry. And I feel like, and I'm not saying black men are perfect and that they don't have their faults. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that as far as black women, we should be the main ones to uplift our brothers and be there and not beat them up so bad. I think that would do a lot of good between relating to black men, I'm sorry, and black women. That would be a big thing because I feel like we are going to forever keep dogging y'all out. And we keep doing that. You know, you look at it like the world. They look at it like, well, shoot, their own women dogged them out. So why are we not gonna dog them out? I'm just being honest. If you look at someone's home and you see how things are going on in the core in the home, you're gonna do the same thing. So yeah, they're gonna dog y'all out because we do, but we should be
Okay.
the ones that do it the least.
Okay. Let me ask you this question too, sister. Do you feel that black women should expect the protection of black men? You know, you've had incidents where situations happen with sisters in the community, and the question is, should black men will protect the black women? Now, I know as a black man, my first responsibility would be to protect my daughter, to protect
Yep.
if I was married at one point in time, been divorced for 10, almost 11 years now. My first responsibility would be to my wife or my significant other, whoever that, you know,
Right.
and to my child. That's my first duty as a man. But in general, should black men provide protection to black women in situations? Because I know other cultures, Asians, Middle Eastern men, other cultures, they may want to be disrespectful to our women. But if I was to put my hand on their women, oh, they would kind of put a hurting on me. Now, another question is that are all black women, do they deserve our protection if they are completely out of line themselves? Because you also put yourself at risk as a man, not knowing
Right.
what the story is. Now I'm gonna let you go from there, sister. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll put it all together as one. If you as a black man are walking by and see a couple arguing, the first thing you want to do is protect that black woman, especially if he's putting his hands on her. But then in turn, when the police show up, she's gonna say, "Oh my God, he attacked my man." So then you're like, "Well, I was trying to protect you." So that's a dicey situation because I have two sons. And I hate to sound like this. I do tell my sons to look out for yourself. Of course, your sister, myself, or your auntie, or my mom, or whatever. But I tell my sons all the time, don't get involved. I hate to tell my children that, but I'm not there to protect my boys, and they're of age now where they do their own thing or whatever, and they're out there in the world. So I tell my boys, don't look out for somebody unless that's your woman. And I'm not trying to, because I don't. Growing up, my dad always looked out for us, and I've seen him protect other people if they were being injured. But I've seen a lot of men get railroaded for trying to do the right thing, and for another black woman. And even if she's wrong, I feel like don't do anything because she will turn her back on you with the quickness. I'm a black woman. I can say that very easily. They will turn your back on you quick and get you caught up in something that you weren't involved with in the first place. So I don't even think that they should be up there. I'm going to protect the woman. There was a story that came out last year about a woman who was pregnant and this guy was trying to attack her or talking nose to her or something like that. And then I think the other guy was like pulling out a gun. I was like, whoa, if that was my brother or my homeboy, I said, dude, don't do all that because you got a gun, whether it's legal or not. The cops roll up, see you got a gun pulled on a guy for a fight that wasn't even your fight, not even your woman. No, I feel like some stuff guys should not step in. Some women don't want the protection. So why put yourself out there to be put in harm's way?
Okay. Um, what is your opinion about the ADOS that we spoke of before we came on? Um, you know, as it relates to black people and our cultural experiences in this country, and is it alienating other black people who come here from the Caribbean or who come here from the UK or Africa, who also are battling their own right to reparations and what's happening to them in their history? Does it divide us as a people between other black people who come here. Now, we all have had experiences where I know I have where I've been treated a certain way from those that have come from the continent. They may see me as different from them. And in turn, we sometimes see our African brothers and sisters and our Caribbean sisters as different from us because of what we've been culturally conditioned to believe who they are. And from our own personal experiences, our generalized experiences that can make us say, hey, I don't like folks from Africa, or I don't like those Caribbeans because they treated me like this. And then vice versa, they see us a certain way. And this whole this ADOS issue, people are saying is causing more division. When what's difficult for me is that if I, as a black person, want to recognize what has happened to me, I would think that my African brothers and my Caribbean brothers and sisters would say, fight for what is due you because you grew up in America, whereas I immigrated here. So what is your opinion?
Yes. I agree with that because I've had issues with, you know, African or Caribbean women who spoke with me and said, well, they look at us as far as African American women that we live here and that we think that we are we're better than them or they think they're better than us. And it's been an issue that I've had growing up as a black woman in America, that I've spoken to African women. The African men have no problem with me, but the African women look at me like I'm dirt because I wasn't actually born and raised in Africa. Well, I don't think you should penalize me because you were actually born there and I was born here. We both have dark skin. So what does it matter? You know, as far as reparations and all of that, look, I don't believe it's going to happen. I work for mine, just like you work for yours. And I work 2 jobs to get my money. I'm not waiting for anyone to hand me anything, whether it's food stamps or whatever. I'm not. And as far as the descendants, we're all descendants of all of that. And I know, let me see, I can say this carefully. It's an important subject, but to be hashtagging it as if I was a slave years ago, it's descendants. Those people went through all that. We didn't. So I'm not going to speak on it as if I was in Africa with the chains. I'm just being honest. I wasn't. And I don't know anybody that can tell me, hey, I was doing that. And I know we have records. I know that it happened to us, all of that. But I cannot sit here and speak on it as if I was in the chains with those brothers and sisters, unfortunately, all those years ago. All we can know that it's our history. And I feel like we should try to use that knowledge to change history for our children. But I'm not for that. It's like the whole reparations. I've never been for that. I'm not asking a handout from the government. I'm going to work for whatever coins I need for my kids or whatever. I always have.
Okay, sister, this is where we might have a little bit of a difference. I agree with you that we should work for our own coins. Matter of fact, black people have been some of the most hardest working people in America. And I'm just going to have to definitely tell the truth on that one because it's very important.
Tell the truth.
Because I think even though we work hard, we should be independent. Would you disagree or agree that this country that we live in, we call America, was built off the facts of some of our ancestors, that America has the wealth that it has had because of what they've done to our people? And not only slavery, let's look at Jim Crow. Let's look at Reconstruction with sharecropping and how black women and men were ripped off in sharecropping. Let's talk about the black codes that they came up with. Let's talk about how when black men in particular came back home from World War I and II, that's where you had a lot of riots where black men were being mistreated because they had the uniform on. You had the Tuskegee Airmen, you had the Triple Nickel, which were all black paratroopers who helped to save this country during that war. So if black people have given a lot of sweat equity, not only your ancestors that were brought over from Africa, that you may not be able to identify, but you can certainly identify your great grandparents that built this country as well. And then on top of that, to my brothers and sisters out there who say, hey, we're Aborigine. We were here in America. A lot of us were already here in America. We didn't come from Africa. Well, my comment to them would be, we're from the whole goddamn universe because we are melanated people. We are dark matter. and dark matter is what created this universe because it's made of melanin. So that ends that argument right there. The whole goddamn universe belongs to us.
Exactly.
But would you disagree or agree that the government does owe us something because they've given money to Jewish people, to Native American people? Hell, even Obama just gave $492 million to 17 Native American tribes back in 2016 or 17. And
it's not gonna happen though, man. I'm sorry. It's just, you know what? I understand that point. At one point in time in my life, I actually thought, why don't we get that? But at the age that I am now, I'm going on 43, and in my lifetime, I haven't seen it. In my dad's lifetime, me and my dad before he died, we spoke about this kind of stuff. He said he don't believe it's going to ever happen. They'll give money to everyone but our culture, our community.
Yes.
They won't do that. So to me, it's like instead of looking for that reparation, make your own. Yes, they use our backs to create America and everything else included, but they made their own foundation. Okay. And we can blame them for a whole lot of things, but we need to blame ourselves too. We look in the mirror. Okay. We can build our own foundations for our grandchildren and our children. I'm just being honest to say that a lot of these you see what people that have, because of my name, I don't have to work ever. I can't knock that. That was smart to do that. You knew you were gonna be here in 200 years, whatever, but you made sure your kids and great grandkids and future generations of your blood is good. Everything has a foundation, like a plant or a tree. If it's not made correctly, that tree or plant will die. So to me, I don't feel like we do foundation. I don't think we put it out there for protecting our own. We do everything as a day-to-day. No safety, no security, nothing. We live paycheck to paycheck. I just feel like even though like I said, we could blame them for a lot of stuff, we can, but we need to look at ourselves too. What we going? I'm just saying. I'm not looking for no handout. I'm not. I'm tired of looking for that. I'm looking.
I agree with you that we have sometimes a beg for what we go out and we'll spend money and get what we want as a people, and sometimes beg for what we need. I agree with that. I don't expect the government to make black people whole and give us reparations. Hell, they took 40 acres and a mule away from black people at one point in time, and they promised that, gave it, and took it back. But are you familiar with the bill HR 40 that was brought up by John Conyers, and I think Elijah Cummings is another senator, or no, congressman, who back some years ago, they were trying to put together a commission to study the feasibility of there being a reparation or to ascendants of slaves here in America. Are you familiar with that bill?
I think I remember hearing something about it, about the slaves.
It's not a bill. It was a commission that they were putting together. And you are absolutely right, along with your father, because Elijah Cummings right now, he can't get it in committee for them to even talk about it. They won't even talk about it in committee and recognize what black folks are trying to do there with the caucus. And then there's also a video with Dr. Claude Anderson, who breaks down how we could get reparation using the same model that the Native Americans use, but there's nothing moving there. And I don't know if it's because we as a people don't have a will to make it happen, or we're passive in it, or we just feel like, hey, it's not going to happen. But I've always been taught most of my life, sister, that power wills nothing without demand. You can't get anything without a demand. If you sit back and just say, okay, it ain't going to happen, and you just sit back and say, forget about it, you ain't never going to get anything that you don't demand. This is not how it works.
I agree with that too. You do have demand, but there is a point where you look at it like, I think all those go together, what you said, the different reasons why. I think all those are the reasons why we don't want to do it. We think it's not going to happen. But I do agree with the demand for what you want. But at the same time, you got to choose your battles as well. We're trying to live here as well. I'm not saying I'll go out there and demand for it, but I think they look at us as beggars, that we're begging for everything, for not just now, to my 400 years ago to now. They looked at us as dirty, begging for a handout. And I believe that is why they're choosing. It's something like the last thing they want to give us. You know, they look at us like, you got your freedom, you can go eat at the counter, you should be happy. You know, it's probably how they look at us. And you're asking for money, y'all just beg. And so that's why I said, for me, if it happens, it's a blessing. If it happens for my children, if my grandchildren, it's a blessing. But I'm gonna teach my kids and my grandkids, Laura said the same, that work for yours. You go get yours, regardless of what anybody's saying. You go get it. Don't wait for it. Go get it. Period.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna make this statement on this particular issue. I agree with what you're saying about go out there and be a go-getter and do it. And I agree with Water Sniper when he says, even if we get reparations, it doesn't change the fact that there's still the system that will still be in place. However, I just believe that this is due to this is due us as Black people, because our ancestors paid a heavy price, and our most immediate family members who lived through Jim Crow, they paid a heavy price. And I believe that the reparations, I don't look at it as a check amount. I look at it as it should be implemented institutionally, because there was institutions in this country that impacted us. Meaning like this: you have 2 sons, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that your sons right now should have the same type of privilege that Native Americans get, which is what? If they want to go to college, any college they want to go to, if they got the grades or whatever, guess what? They should be able to go to any college and not have to pay any tuition. If you're a Native American, you pay no tuition.
Wow.
If your sons want to, this will also be a boost to Black America. We should be exempt under this institutionalized reparation from all taxes, which means you get paid.
Yes.
Every month or every twice of the month, you get net, baby.
Wow,
you don't get
nice.
You get net, meaning the government does not go into your check and take nada out.
Right.
Right. Get it all. Guess how that would be an economic boom to Black people. Now let's look at the home market. If I was to go and buy a home, they should give me the same benefits of someone who was in the military, where I can buy a home and they give me the benefits to buy that home. Long as I can, long as I got some type of credit in order, some things in order that makes sense, I should be able to get the benefits that someone that's a military veteran gets to be able to purchase a home. That would be another form, because why? How do you build wealth in America? Through the home ownership. Yes. That's what they do, right? 2, if there was to be a military draft, which we're kind of getting far from, well, we're getting into technological stuff with this whole robotic stuff coming on board. Let's say they want to draft our kids to the military, right? Our children should be exempt from all military service. That's another thing. Okay, so I'm talking about institutional benefits.
Okay, I agree with that. Maybe even give us a free credit.
Yeah, if you want to get a bank loan, because guess what they used to do to what they do to Black people in America historically? They redline us, my sister.
Yes, I know.
So now if I go to the bank and I got and I know this for a fact because I've had friends who had all their shit in order, right? And when they went to the bank, they got redlined, right? So if I got all my paperwork in order, the bank should be able to say, okay, sir, you've been approved for the loan, right? And I should get that status as a ascendant of slaves who were, because Black people have paid a heavy price and they have put this country where it's at, right? So these are small examples of how you could bypass all that argument about what's the dollar amount. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I do. I completely agree. Like I said, free credit or whatever. I mean, no. And now when you speaking in those terms, then yeah, I get that. A lot of people were looking at it. They were equating reparations as a cut in the check, and I didn't like that. But when you're saying it that way, that's different. The free college, the to help us as a people. I like that idea. Now, if it goes like that, that would be beneficial to all of us, and I completely agree with that. I'm just not looking for no check. That's all. I guess I probably should have said it that way.
Okay. Let me ask you this before we go further. because I want to be respectful of your time. How much time do you have to be on with me? Because I want to ask you some other very important questions.
Well, we might have to do a part 2 because I actually have to get off of here because I have
Okay.
some stuff going on in the house I got to attend to. But I would love to come back and do it again because I really enjoyed this.
This is what I want to do.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to bring you back on because you said that you have 2 sons. And when I hear you say the things that you said that were very powerful, very, very motivational, I'm very curious about the sort of things that you're instilling in your sons. Because I'm seeing a black woman that I'm talking to right here who's got some things on point. And I'm hearing how you're talking. Is it related to the black male and female relationship question I asked you? And I'm curious about how you're translating that message to your sons. But we can get into part 2 about that. I'm gonna let you go because I know you got things to do. And I want to thank you for being here with me.
I enjoyed it. I want to come back. I do. I want us to reschedule. And like I said, my days are split, and I work 3 in the morning. Like I got to work tomorrow 3 o'clock in the morning, so I go to bed pretty early. But Sundays are a good day for me to do it. I think I want to do it at an earlier time next time because I have more time. My time was getting short because I didn't realize what time it was.
Okay.
But time gets kind of short for me because I have to be up at 3 a.m. the next day. So my time is short. But I want to maybe do it earlier. But I did enjoy this, and I have many things to say about my sons and all that. So I want to table this right here because I don't want to get into it. If I get into it, it's going to be another hour. So we're going to table this right here. And to everybody in the chat, thank you. I didn't get to read what y'all said. I'm going to go back and watch the replay. And I've already shared it on my platform as the whole entire live. So I thank you and I respect you and everyone in chat, kings and queens, everybody. I enjoyed this. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying collaboration, being positive, us as a community on YouTube, doing things other than drama. I'm so loving this. And if anybody wants to check me out, I would love to check you guys out. If people be mentioned on the channel, I knew some of them, some I did not. And so I want to get to know more people on YouTube besides just my section. I guess I can say it like that.
Well, what I'm going to do, sister, is I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer. I'm going to drop your link in the chat room so everybody can go over to your channel and you know, follow you.
Gotcha.
Drop it in there. Right, I'm dropping it in there right now, folks. Follow Locheadbosslady. She's got a great channel. I think you need to follow her. Give her that love. And let me just say this to you before you go, too. Like I said, sister, from time to time, I'm going to be inviting you on the panels. We have discussions about various topics. So there are going to be times when you may see a link coming from me. And that just means I'm having a panel. And if you can come on board.
Gotcha.
Maybe we can shoot for next Sunday in the morning to do the part. And then I also want to get you on my man Gab's Talk Media's program, and I want to get you on Prophet of Thought and many others that are out there doing good things. So I want to thank you. What I need to do right now is I need to give you the much needed clap because you've been a great guest.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You told a lot of truth today.
Always.
I want to thank you. And we'll be back in contact. You have a good evening, sister.
You too.
Thank
you too, brother.
Here. All right. Thank you. No problem at all.
Have a happy Saturday. Happy Sunday. Look, I'm telling you, I work 3 o'clock in the morning. My day is jail together. I'm sorry. But all right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you again.
Thank you. Her links in the chat room. Again, make sure you go over there and show her some love, some much needed love. Let me just go here and let you all know that I'm going to be back on later on in the evening, about 7 p.m. Western time, and that will be 9 p.m. Midwestern time and 10 p.m. East Coast time. I'm going to be on here with the Black Brain Trust. You cannot miss this show, family. You cannot miss this show. If you can see it live, watch it. If you cannot see it live and you got to watch it the next day on the repeat, please watch it. And on top of that, this video with the Locheadbosslady, make sure you put it in your social media and support this content, because YouTube is playing a lot of games. I know for a fact that they're suppressing what we're doing. They're messing around with our followers. They're making sure you're not always getting the notification. There's a lot of crooked stuff going on YouTube, and I got to be honest about it. And I think it's impacting us in many ways. Okay, but the Black Brain Trust will be on with me. This is a group of brothers who are sort of they were a part of BGS's channel. He has mentored them. These brothers are dynamic. What they do with the Black Brain Trust is that these brothers talk about everything: science, transhumanism, okay, kinetic science, space travel, what's going on with robotics, microchipping, the things that are happening in the future, cars, future cars coming down the line. Will there be trucks and vehicles that will operate by themselves? They talk about AI, right? Artificial intelligence. These brothers get into philosophical conversations, things that we as Black people need to be aware of, need to be up on, because this world is changing all around us rapidly. And while we get on YouTube and talk about sort of what I would think are the simple things, there are other things that are going on. And the Black Brain Trust is made up of some very intelligent brothers that are engineers, brothers that work in science, brothers that are in health, brothers that are in business, and they're looking at things and they're analyzing things, analytical perspective, assessing. And so what I want to do, because I believe that their channel should be blowing up, they should have more people supporting them and following them. I want to bring them on my platform and let them do exactly what they do on their channel. And I'm going to sit back as the moderator, ask questions, let the brothers do and project what they do on their channel. And I'm telling you right now, sisters, especially sisters that are listening, and brothers, Black men, we can do more than just talk about garbage. We can do more than just talk about what's wrong with Black women and Black men. We can talk more about just what's happening in entertainment. We can do more than just talking about nonsense. We can talk about science. We can talk about health. We can talk about trends in biology. Now, I'm a therapist. I can talk about mental health and what's going on in the trends of mental health. And we do know that mental health is something that does affect Black people. And in some cases, we are in denial of our own Black men, our own health. Some of us have grown up in family, have family members that we know had mental health problems, but we just said that was Uncle Charlie. Uncle Charlie was just kind of touched by something. The Uncle Charlie, that's just crazy Uncle Charlie. But we knew Uncle Charlie had something that was undiagnosed, okay? We can get into health. I've got a video that I'm going to be dropping pretty soon about how you have to look at your blood type, how your blood type can relate to what you're eating, and how what you're eating could connect to your blood type, and your blood type connects to your health. It's all connected. And so there's certain foods that you're eating that do not and have not and will not match up with your blood type. So it's very important to know what is your blood type so that you can tailor your diet to your biology. I'm going to talk more about melanin and how there are certain foods that we should be eating that will energize and empower and nourish our melanin in our body. Remember, melanin takes in positive energies and takes in negative energies. So we want to definitely be cognitive of our diet, proper exercise, and things of that nature. So those are some of the things that I'm going to be talking about down the line. But the Black Brain Trust, these brothers are the complete truth. And I hope that you will come back 7 p.m. Western time, 9 o'clock Midwestern time, 10 o'clock Eastern time, and join me and these brothers and let you see for yourself what the Black Brain Trust is all about. It should be a powerful show. I thank you all for being here. I was thinking about bringing some folks on for a panel after talking to this, but I think what I'm going to do is take a little bit of a break because I haven't had a chance to eat anything. I got to get some food in me. And then what I'll do is I'll probably just prepare for the Black Brain Trust tonight and go to other channels and support other people's live streams and holler at everybody. Thank you, Brother Water Sniper. Great info. I thank you, Water Sniper. I love seeing you being here, brother. And I got to support you. You know what I realized, everybody, before I go? I realized that if I don't turn my notifications on my phone, if I don't turn the notifications on, when I turn my notifications on, it shows me who's going live on YouTube on my computers. And I think a couple of times I failed to turn my notifications on, which caused me to miss a lot of people's live streams. So not only is YouTube playing games with us, but I also got to remember to turn my notifications on if they're going to work. Also, I got this cell phone in my hand. I did a video about 5K technology. And I'm going to do a video about the danger and the mind control of cell phones. And yes, I have a cell phone. I'm a hypocrite here, right? Let's be honest. We live in a day and time where we need cell phones to communicate with each other. Cell phones allow us to look at YouTube. Cell phones allow us to push our content. So cell phones are a part of our life. But I have to be honest, I am concerned about this 5K phone that's coming out. And I have a Galaxy phone here, right? This 5Gs is just another way to continue for Big Brother to watch us, to get more into our life, to infiltrate into what we're doing. And also we have to be concerned about the microwaves, the electromagnetic waves, the frequencies that are interfering with the natural frequencies of the planet that we live on, and how these frequencies from cell phones impact our melanin as melanated people. And so I'm going to get deeper into the mind control because cell phones do impact our beta waves and put us in alpha wave state, just the way television does. And alpha waves, they slow our brain functioning down. They slow down the way we take in information. It pacifies us. We want our brains operating in beta, not alpha waves, because beta is the intelligent. It is the intellect. It is keeping our brains focused on learning. And alpha waves sedate us. And cell phones, they do as well inundate us, our brains, with alpha waves, taking us away from our beta waves in some cases. I'm going to get into that presentation on my Black to Black AM series. So thank you, everybody, for being here, putting up with listening to me. And thank you all. And I want to thank the boss, the Locheadbosslady. Everybody out there, I want to say a clap to you. Let me shout out to everybody before I leave out of respect for you all. We've got the real Aaron Collins. Thank you for being here. Water Sniper, thank you for being here. Vonda Hare, thank you for being here. August Dreams, love you. Thank you for being here. We got my man C Boogie. C Boogie, brother, let me mod you up. I really appreciate you being here, brother. So let me mod you up. C Boogie, let me talk to you. Let me let you know something, C Boogie. I have a hell of a lot of damn respect for you, brother. And I'm sorry you haven't seen me over your channel. And like I said, sometimes I'm not getting notifications because YouTube is messing with us. And I got to make sure I put my notification on my damn phone that's going to put my brain into alpha waves. But, brother, I got to interview you too, brother. I got to get you on here. But you'll see me over in your channel. So I want to say much respect to C Boogie. If you haven't checked him out, go over and support that brother. So follow his channel. C Boogie, let me mod you up. I got a lot. Oh, I've already modded you up, so you'll probably see that. We got Black Men in the house. Thank you for being here. Anybody that's in the chat room that isn't following my channel, go ahead and support. Let's see. We got Anita B. Thank you for being here. Queen, I know I am. Oh, we got my man BMT. I got to interview you, BMT. There's so many people that I haven't had a chance to get to. I got to keep up with my brother Gab. He's all over the place interviewing people. So let me mod you up. My brother, BMT. I modded you up. Love you. So I modded you up, and I also got to get an exclusive interview with you too as well. August Dreams, Water Sniper, I would love to talk to you too. We got Mario Hill. Thank you for being here. Alone Spurs, thank you for being here. We got BMEV Velva, thank you for being here. We got Collie Girl World, thank you for being here. We got Old Reliable, thank you for being here. Nikki, thank you for being here. Who else? We got Mr. Splash. Thank you for being here, Mr. Splash. Oh, we got 6 Figure Days. Thank you for being here. Oh, we got B1 for Life. Thank you for the super chat that you gave me earlier. We got the Greek Surgeon. Thank you for being here. Everybody, Vonda Harris again. Let me go up and see if I missed anybody. We got the 2800 Gigs, 2800. Thank you for being here again. And Poetic Celts, thank you. We got J-Dog that came in the house. Damn it, I missed J-Dog. Thank you for being here. So we had a lot of folks that came through. We got Sister Buckner, thank you for being here. We got Sister Indy came in the house. I'm trying to give love to everybody because I respect you all for taking the time out of your schedule to listen to Information Man and his program today. And oh, we got my man, the guy from Texas. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't say your name, brother. I apologize. We got African Defender. I love you too. So check this out, everybody. I'm probably going to drop my ADOS video, if not today. Well, I can't today because I'm going to come back on with the Black Brain Trust. I'm going to drop that video on Monday. And it's going to be comprehensive. I got some powerful videos on there. I got Dr. Claudette Anderson talking about how we can get reparations. Don't get me wrong, folks. I do know that these folks are not going to give it to us, but I also do know, like I said, that power conceives nothing without a demand. If we sit back and don't make demands, we're already giving up and saying, okay, they don't have to do anything for us when we don't make demands. Black people are due reparations. I don't care what anybody thinks. We are due it. It is our issue. The video that I'm dropping tomorrow, the Jamaicans are fighting for their reparations. The brothers in the UK are. The brothers in Africa are. You got African countries. You got countries in Africa who are saying that they want reparations paid to them for the Europeans taking people out of their country and bringing them over to the Caribbean or bringing them over to the UK, right? So why is it that we as Black people can't make these sort of demands, right? And who has been more Pan-African than Black people in America? Now, that's a fact. With that said, everybody, thank you. Let me play my going away piece. And to everybody out there, I have my podcasting system. To everybody out there in Spreaker, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. And we got to always tell the truth. Always tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
And thank you, everybody out there in Spreaker.com. I'm going to end that podcasting system. That's ended. Boom. And let me go right ahead and put my covering on right here. Thank you, everybody, as this is the Information Man, and that's the way it goes.
Tell the truth. Information is power. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info. It's the info. We got the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info man. You can call him information info man. Kicking knowledge all over this nation. We ain't legal, bro. You can bring your Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Your mother and I break our asses to provide, and y'all making mutiny? Well, now, no more music, period.
Dad, this is all right.
Sit your ass down. There's no more going out. After school, y'all gonna come straight home. You do your homework, your chores, you eat your dinner, brush your teeth, wash your ass, and go to fucking sleep.
Everybody, thank you for being here. I appreciate it, all of you. I really appreciate it. So I will be back on again later on this evening with the Black Brain Trust. Info Man's going to get a little bit to eat and relax. And I'm going to kick back and support other people on YouTube that have live streams and programs on today. Maybe you'll see me on a... Oh, wait a minute. I think I'm going to be on O'Shea's Rumble today. He's going to have a powerful Sunday Rumble. So I should be on there. And then I'll be on there hopefully for a good short amount of time before I fire up everything. Then from there, I'll go over and fire up the live stream with the Black Brain Trust after I get off of O'Shea's Rumble this evening. So everybody, peace, love to you. I'll see you around Black YouTube. Take care.